What is it, Georgie? Huh? Georgie thinks we're gonna go on a TRIP, huh? So I don't want to get him all excited. We're doing a little work on the rig today. We just changed out the microwave in the house. I think this thing is about 2 years old, and this kind of freaked us out a little bit here. You can see the back and the bottom. It just exploded. I don't know how well you can see that. It just totally separated down there. So we kind of judged that to be unsafe, so we switched that out for a new Hamilton Beach. Let's go over to Little Rascal. It's going to be warm enough. I may be able to do a RV wash today, which is always fun. Bikini up. And one of the big issues is we're just loaded with way too much stuff to take along with us. So one of the things I want to do today is get stuff better consolidated and better organized, because we do have a lot of room in the rig. We've got tons of storage room down here, as you can see. We haven't even touched the surface of it. Travel chairs, all kinds of things, but we need to make sure that we're maximizing the room here. So I want to, our 12-volt light. What are you doing, George? Huh? I want to make sure that we're gonna pull all of these things out. We've got our camp stove, which is a for sure, but we're carrying a lot of stuff in here I don't think we need. As I said this morning on our morning little chat today, unlimited choices is the enemy of creativity. And it's true. If you're carrying everything under the sun, then you're not really being forced to be creative with your cooking. But if your choices are very limited to, say, one pot and one pan, man, you'd be surprised what you can develop in the way of cooking repertoire to deal with that. So that's kind of where I am now. Remember, we're going to be carrying metal detectors with this. We're going to be comfortable. Our main priority, though, is to make sure that we're not wasting room on here. So I'm probably up on top going to be putting some S-hooks. The beauty is I've got plenty of holes already pre-cut into the side panel there, so it's a really simple matter of just getting some S-hooks, and we can hang up some big S-hooks in there, and we can hang up things like the metal detectors. Can also get Jen's wheelchair sort of mounted off to the side too, so it's not any big deal. It's good. We picked up a black cloth for up here because we want it to look like a work truck. If somebody looks in from the outside, we want to make sure that they're not seeing anything that might be a tip-off that people are boondocking in the rig. The other thing we need to do on our last trip, Jen kept kicking this thing off in the middle of the night, and that was scaring the you-know-what out of us. So I'm going to put try to get a hook eye in there, but for today I need to get organized as to the things that we're going to be taking. So the first thing I need to do is get everything out of the rig. This is the main stuff that we have down here, but it's kind of chaotic when we go to cook meals, I have to end up carrying 3 different containers to go over, and I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to consolidate everything into maybe 2 of these. Now, I still think for now, we're going to continue taking that coffee pot, but I'm going to take a look at some of these other. I'm going to try to get, do we need separate boxes for all the plastic knives, forks, and spoons, or should we just be carrying a basic complement, or be able to find something that we can put them in? So I got to pull everything out and take a look at it. Okay, we've got that all emptied out, and we'll just call this one dedicated for cooking and stuff, and it's things that we're going to need to pull out every single time that we're cooking. For instance, Splenda sweetener. It'll be like spices, and we'll know that all spices are in one little container now, so it'll keep that very organized. Our table salt and pepper, as well as like our minced onion and some other things. I don't know how much is going to fit. It's going to be kind of trial and error. I've got a lot of different sizes of these, but this is going to be the first one. I'm going to try to get organized with the spices and stuff here. Have a better idea of where everything sits in the rig. Let's see if we can get our table salt and pepper in, and I got a few more things over here to stick in, but I think this is going to be a winner, this first one. I might let me try the top on this for a minute. Fit on there. Kind of bubbles, kind of bulges up a little bit, so I'm not sure. Get that flat. You see, you just got to kind of experiment with stuff, because I don't want, if it opens, then of course the lids are going to be popping and stuff's going to be flying everywhere. So that looks pretty good. So that takes care of our spices. We can put that now within our basket. The next thing I need to do is have utensils and stuff like that to stick in here. And remember, this is stuff probably ideally we want one of these baskets that has stuff for eating, and one of it for stuff for cooking and stuff. But for eating, I mean things that we bring along with us that we're going to cook on that trip, and stuff like coffee that's always going to be along, and creamers and things like that. So ideally we'll have two baskets instead of 3 here. We'll see. Things consolidated pretty well in this particular one, but some things are a little longer here. I know that the ladle and the spatula won't fit in, but they'll be okay. Kind of floating around the bottom, there won't be a lot of stuff down there. So the next thing I want to do is find see if I can get the top for this, and then if I find other stuff, I'll add that in along the way. So we got our spices, we got our cooking utensils here, and there may be room to add the eating utensils. We have plastic, but it sure would be kind of nice to just be able to wash up and be a little more environmentally friendly than carrying along plastic and stuff. So I'm going to think about that a little bit. So okay, that's number 2, and that'll go in, and I'll see if I can find a lid to that. Okay, so spices, cooking utensils. The next thing is I can't afford to take a lot of different pots. So I've just decided to take the largest one, and probably just a small one here, because they start to sit up, they start to take up too much vertical room in here. So yeah, I'm just going to end up taking 2 pots there. So okay, it's already looking a lot more organized. The next thing that we definitely need to have in here, we need to have gas in here, our propane. So I'm going to go ahead and add the propane into here, and probably, yeah, the things that I'm going to be using every time we cook. Spoons and forks and knives come in. They're like really crappy made, so decided to just carry this along. For all of our plasticware, and when we go to look for it, we can just grab what we need at each meal, and we are good to go. So I like to save these tins from when, you know, Christmas time and buying Christmas cookies and all that. So this is like a dream right here for putting that in. So let's look over here, a little more progress. I've got all the cleaning supplies in here, and also the little doggy bags in case George doo-doos. We clean that up. Well, he will doo-doo, but we clean that up. And over here, it's also important that we take extension cords, and we have an electric stove in windy conditions, or an electric hot plate. And in windy conditions, it's going to be impossible to probably keep a flame going, so we're going to need that for backup. So okay, I think it's coming along pretty good. I'll be able to restack stuff. So once again, remember, this container is everything that we need every single time that we're making dinner. And then our secondary one will be things that are used in the preparation of foods and food products, so that we don't have to grab the whole thing. We can just grab out what we want in there, or we can carry the whole second container over. That's not too bad. 3 just got to be a little much. So let me go ahead and add our plastic forks, knives, and spoons in, and see how we're doing on room. There it is, one completed box with 3 different levels. Plastic on the bottom, our everyday durable in the middle, and then on top our cleaning. We also got George's bowl, a drying towel, our spices. We've got some cups too, so every single time, may put the cups over with the other because we don't need to bring the whole thing every time. You know, we'll grab what napkins we need, paper plates, etc., etc. So there it is. There's the first one, and that's going to be always come out every time that we do cooking. So now it's a question of getting number 2 organized here. There is container number 2, all loaded up. So this is things that we can pull it out a little way. We don't have to pull it out the whole way, or we can take the whole thing over and just grab what we need out. We have the bowls, we have the paper plates, we have extra bags, shopping bag, cups, things like cooking oils, snack chips, ketchup, bags for laundry, for putting dirty clothes in, coffee cups. We also have a big bowl for washing down here, and this is for leftovers and stuff. So yeah, all works out pretty good size wise. No problem, get everything in here. Takes a couple minutes to get it packed the right way, but then once it's packed, you're basically all good to go. Gotta also remember to take some extra, take some toilet paper too. So there it is. There's box number 2, so we can reload that onto the side there. I'm also going to take an extra long USB. I have an extension cord to run things off of the generator, and we're also going to purchase a long, what do you call it, power strip, so we have room for all of the probably a 10 plug power strip, so we have room to, on one morning charge, to charge up all of our cell phones and computers and anything we need. I also have cables that go from the generator to charge up the battery in the rig too, just in case that should ever go out. I have a couple of other things we'll show you in another video to make life on the road a little easier, but we decided to scrap the big coffee maker. I've gone ahead and bought a really good Coleman pot. It's about half the price of the one that I bought at REI, but it's going to be a lot easier to just carry that. I can easily find room and compromise in here. So there it is. There, it'll actually come in its own little box, so we can just carry it in that too. So there it is. We've now gone from running 3 boxes in the rig to just running 2. And as long as we pack carefully when we're done every day, we're not going to have an issue with running out of room, because as I told you guys, there is just tons of room. There is definitely more room in here than in our, when we had little Rascal, our camper van. So we got metal detectors, all kinds of things that we can pop in here. Of course, we carry water and a air pump, and yeah, very happy to have all of this storage, believe me. 3 for 2, it's definitely a win. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one back in, and then thank you guys for being along today as we set things up to get consolidated with storage here on Little Rascal. Okay, thanks so much for being along. Your thumbs up, your interest, your comments are always appreciated. Missy Jen and I will be on the road soon with another mini adventure as we continue preparing and getting ourselves all set for more extensive travel. Thanks so much for watching today.